Hello my boys, good morning. This is the day 5 summary of my Totem Master build and the last video from the series, because the build is done. What you see now on the screen is the normal version of the build, fully done. And it clears, as you can see, Waystone 15 and 16 without any problems, while being very tanky. As you know, a lot of casual players, new Path of Exile players, they tend to die a lot, especially in Path of Exile 2. And you know, in this game, if you die, it's all for nothing. Yeah, so here you have gameplay footage. I will also do a live gameplay with commentary with you. Now, because I want to keep this build as lazy as possible, I removed the upheaval and replaced it with martial tempo. That gem is viable also for bossing and general map clearing, so we don't need to gem swap anymore. You know, swapping gems a lot of players can forget, and it's also not lazy. We want to play lazy, that's why I updated the build. And for the last support gem for our main skill, we're gonna use martial tempo. I also need to remind you that what you see here, it's the normal version of the build, but this setup also has a max version that I will start working next week. So on the max version, we're gonna use Prism of Belief Diamond, Megalomaniac Diamond, All Rods Flask, and a couple of changes. That is for the max version. This build that you see now on the screen is very accessible, so even if you don't have time to play a lot, you will still be able to clear Waystone 15 and 16 easy and tanky with this simple setup here. But for those that want even more out of this build, we're gonna make a maxed version setup for this. Okay my boys, we're in game, so I fully done the normal version. You will stick with this setup. I also decided not to include a two-handed mace for the normal version, simply because new players and casual players might struggle to get a two-handed mace with +7 gems early on. That's why I decided for the normal version we're gonna stick with the simple one-handed mace. Keep in mind, when you're gonna buy this beauty, make sure that on the trade website you select the price in Exalted Orbs, because at the moment it only shows first the ones in Divine Orbs and you will overpay. So this is important. What you want to see here, you want Ancestral Warrior Totem level 27 for the normal version, and you will apply level 20 for Ancestral Warrior Totem and for Sunder. I've seen a lot of guys that forget to level up Sunder, so both of these gems need to level up. So the change that I did, I removed Upheaval and I put Martial Tempo. Then now we no longer need to do gem swapping, which is so good. Keep in mind. But in order to see all the guide, maybe you're new to my channel, you have the written guide here. Everything was explained clearly here. In case you want to do this build, you just scroll here. Even for leveling, you will see here the progression. You will see how this build works. I updated the gem setups. You see Martial Tempo, I added Second Wind here. I removed Blasphemy+Enfeeble setup because in patch 0.2 they added the companion, and I discussed in day 4 summary about it. It's good because it gives you movement speed in your hideout, so you move faster in your hideout and inside your maps. You know, we have large maps, and now we move really fast because we get haste aura from our companion. Not only that, this will also give you attack speed. This is especially useful for map bosses or pinnacle bosses, because this companion will stay alive more in those fights and you will benefit from that attack speed. Man, it's ruining my video, this guy. I can't hover with the mouse. It is what it is. So he also get attack speed. When your companion dies, he will get resummoned, so no problem there. Not only that, here I explained how to get your companion. You have ascendancy in the order. I put it an updated POE link here. Here you have the skill tree. Yeah, I will add some notes again for new channel visitors about the progression. See, here you have the items. I explained what you want on your items and the modifiers. Here you have the installment for the budget and the best in slot, so you have them both. I will start working on the maxed version of the build. You know, I even did it in patch 0.1. You can watch this video here, how to max it. And one more thing which is very important, you don't want to butcher this build. By butchering, I mean you open the max version and you borrow ideas from there. No, you transition to the max version only when you're level 92. This is for the best outcome, so your build will not suck. When you're level 92 or higher, then you can transition into the max version. This will guarantee that you will have the necessary skill points allocated here. Yeah. So that's why you need to be at least level 92. Until then, you stick with the normal version and you keep farming, because the normal version is really strong. Yeah, don't do it earlier, because you will see people with different opinions that will give you suggestions that will take, use this item, do this here, do this that. No, you stick to what POEGuy tells you. You will do the normal version until you reach level 92, and when you reach level 92 you can transition to the max version that you have it here. Do not do it earlier, because you will have serious problems with life regeneration. With your life pool, you'll have a little life. With your defenses, that's why you need to follow the build guide as what is presented. Good, good. Now let's do a map showcase. So everything was already explained. Not only that, you have on the guild Discord a dedicated chat channel where you can ask questions or if you have problems, and an info channel with everything that you need to know regarding this build. For league start scenario, I will delete this section in 5 days, but you have general information about this build here, even trade links to get your items. Good, good. Now let's do a map showcase with the normal version. It loads harder because I just woke up, you know. I'm on a map with irradiation, map boss, you know, let's do this one, why not? Good. Okay, there Waystone 15. So I'm only farming Waystone 15 and 16. I'm not wasting my time in lower tier Waystones. As you know, the higher the Waystone tier, the better the loot that you get inside and the experience. So if your build cannot farm safely Waystone 15 and 16, it's a trash build in my opinion. Good. You're wasting your time, this is what I want to say. A build must be judged by how it performs in Waystone 15 and 16. Look, they attack very fast with martial tempo, and the clear is great. See? So, and we don't need to gem swap anymore. We will use the gem setup for the map boss also. And I need to take this shrine. You see, and this is the normal version, and I'm still clearing them quite fast for how tanky this build. On the max version, it will destroy the rares in one shot, most of them, but yeah, even the normal version is great. And by allocating a simple one-handed mace, it's easier to make now. A lot of people can make it. That's why for the normal version, I will not include a two-handed mace. You need to stick with this setup for now. You simply love it. And the reason I'm leveling so fast is because I don't die. Build is really strong, you don't die, you level up fast. Okay, here we have the map boss. It's the bird lady. Bird lady. Bird boss man. Birdman. Okay, we go here. We press Orb of Storms because this is a boss. And we let the totems do the work. As you can see, they attack fast because of martial tempo, even for bosses. Now he will phase here. Let's let him move. He needs to move to the door. You simply got to love this build. So people that didn't follow my guide and took advice from random people, they don't have enough life, they have problems. That's why you need to follow the guide. I've been testing this build for more than 2 months in patch 0.1, so I know the sweet spots of the build, yeah? Guys that listen to random people and don't follow the guide, they have under 3k life, they have problems, they die, they don't do damage. Yeah, so I even made that written guide, in case you don't want to watch the video guide, that's why I made the written guide. You just read that thing and you'll do it right. And he will die to Calling Strike from the minions. You see? Great. Let's take this and continue with the map. I need to point out something. So I did this boss with the Atlas boss points allocated. So the boss, it's much more harder, even because not only because it's Waystone 15, but also I have the Atlas nodes for boss that make them tankier. But it still died quite fast for the normal version. You see, better loot, that's why you want to do in Waystone 15 and 16, because you get better loot. I tell everyone, man, don't waste your time in lower tiers. The new players don't understand the importance of tiers, you know. So the monsters get more life, do more damage, the higher the tier of the map. Look how fast it clears, man. So martial tempo will be the only one that we're gonna use. Upheaval no more. Because for upheaval we had to swap gems at the boss and sucks. Life bar stays at 100% most of the times. Because this is an incredible setup. Look. Done. Man, it's so good. And by the way, because this build is so tanky, you can play on a controller. So even on a PC, if you connect a controller, you can play on a controller. Build is very tanky, so even if you do mistakes, you won't die. Controller play is lazy. You can play from the distance. Here I have empowered expedition. So you need to be more careful here because it will be harder. The masters will deal more damage because we have more modifiers with downsides. So what you want to do here for empowered expedition, you will play safe because we're smart. Look, you put the totems and you stay from the distance so you don't get hit. Look what I'm gonna do. You move around. You don't want to stay and you let the totems do all the work. You place the totems near the masters and you just move and let them do the work so you don't get hit. My only desire is that GGG should put the chest on the minimap. Because now I need to read the text here where is an excavated chest to open it, you know? Oi! Oi! Oh, he's ruining my present! Ooh! You know, they are deadly because I have all these modifiers here and some of them boost the damage. That guy wanted to ruin my presentation. You know, that's what's happening here. He said, POEGuy wants to show that the build is good. I show you. Yeah, the build is really strong, all jokes aside. For expedition, if you have all these modifiers will stack, and of course they will do. Look here, 100 extra damage as kills. Master deal 100 increased damage. Yeah, penetrate, you know, all those things stack, and that's why. Here, by the way, this can be juiced. A lot of guys don't know. You put this, and you put this. I want to experiment with strong boxes. This is what I will do in the following days. And I will plus my discoveries. I will post my discoveries and see if how good they are. I got used to checking this. You can make serious money if you identify some rares. I'll give you some examples. Maces with a lot of gem levels, they sell good. Yeah. Quivers with good modifiers sell good. Boots with 30 movement speed or 35 and some life resistances sell really good. Resistance gear, like for example resistances on gloves, resistances on rings with life, they sell good. Resistances with life on helmet, they sell good. That's why you want to identify rares. So don't expect to get a divine orb in your maps and that's how you make currency. You will identify a lot of rares and you will price check them properly. By the way, I want to show you something. So we are day 5 of the league start and I already completed all the expedition here, you see? All the all-road fights on the normal version. It will take longer because on difficulty +4, but it's very tanky, you won't die. This build is excellent of farming rituals, expedition, essences, rogue exiles, and rest it's easy. Yeah, so this and even for breach with this you'll see you can do breach, but it's not an ideal breach farmer. Yeah, for breach farmer you want something like a Deadeye, for example. You see, today most likely I will reach level 93 or 94. So now I will start gathering currency in order to be able to transition to the max version. I cannot start working now on the max version adapted for patch 0.2 simply because I don't have currency, so I need to farm for a couple of days and do those expensive upgrades. Yeah. So the max version is much more expensive, but it's not mandatory. It's only for the guys that love the build and want to push it further. We have one more guy at the top. Good times. We have good times together today. You and me, we have good times. It was a horrible joke. Yeah. Man, you got the idea, so I'll stop the video here. The build slaps, so if you want to do it, you can still do it. Maybe you did a bad starter, no problem, it happens. So on the beautiful guild Discord server, you even have this one, league style progression. And you see, from level 1 to 52, you watch this, and I explained all the steps that you need. 50 to 80, you watch this. 80, 90, you watch this, and then you have the normal build. Pretty much, that's how you will progress. Man, enjoy the rest of the day. I will go finish my coffee on the balcony, and good luck.